Hello everyone, and welcome to Lesson 2 of Module 1 in our course. We'll begin today with the My Resilient Teen Strength Checklist, which you received when you signed up for the course. It's just a simple single sheet of paper, but it's got a list of really important resilient strengths on it. And take a look at the list. You'll recognize pretty much every word on this list because resilience isn't some kind of magical, newly invented thing. Resilience has been around as long as humanity has been around. And resilience has been talked about in virtually every school of philosophy, virtually every religious system, every grandparent talking to their grandchild. So resilience isn't something new. It's something that humans do. All of our stories of heroes are really stories of resilience. So what we're adding to that are insights from psychology, insights from psychiatry, and in my own case, both of those things, plus an awful lot of experience with very, very traumatized populations and how they came to be resilient despite their circumstances. So a lot of what I'm sharing with you, I really can't take credit for it. I think it's the wisdom I've seen from 14-year-old children in war-torn Bosnia making incredibly resilient decisions. Women from Bosnia, again, or from northern Uganda making profoundly resilient choices in the face of genocide. So I've been very fortunate to witness the resilient transformation of people all over the world. So I'm giving you that experience, but really I can't take credit for it. So I wanted to just say that right up. So let's look at this list, which again, you'll recognize as a lot of synonyms that are common to spiritual traditions, philosophies, the way your grandparents might speak to each other, literature and the arts. So what we'll see on this list are familiar words. So let's take a look. If you go down that first list, look at the third word, confident. Confidence is a key component of grit, which is one of the things we'll be talking about throughout the course. A sense of confidence in our own competence. Remember I said in some of the initial material that you may have seen, that is the foundation of all resilience, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But you can imagine someone who's overconfident, right? Just like you can imagine someone who's underconfident, right? So confidence by itself is not all of virtue, is it? It's not all of resilient virtue or resilient strengths. So you can imagine the opposite being the case also. What about the next word? Humble. Well, if you're humble, are you confident? Well, you could imagine someone who's humble and confident. But you can imagine someone who's maybe humble in a way that's self-denigrating or self-deprecating. They're on their own case in a kind of a negativistic way. So their humility is really a sign of lack of self-confidence. You can also see a humility that's false, right? That is really a way of hiding a big ego that's really looking for attention. So the words by themselves can be contaminated by other things, right? And you can have excesses or not enough of these things. But interestingly, most of life, most of our resilient growth is an ethical tension between opposite resilient strengths. You can be confident, but you should be humble. You should be humble, but not in a way where you're self-deprecating. Where's the balance? Well, that balancing process is most of what resilient growth is about, is figuring out the balance situation by situation. Right? We need to be loving, but we need to be kind. Or we need to be kind and we need to be just and fair. Right? We need to have a liberty, but we also need to respect equality. See, these are opposite qualities that require our thought and our struggle to find a balance with. So, having said all that, take a look at these resilient strengths. And think about your teen in the context of each one of these. When you don't take your time, come back to the list frequently. And think about not just the individual words, the individual resilient strengths, but also think about the opposite and see where on the spectrum your teen might fall between, let's say, confidence and humility, for instance. Or there's other ones on the list as well. Let's see, self-sacrificing or pragmatic and visionary, right? You want someone to be practical, but you also want them to have some kind of a vision, right? But you can be too visionary, right? And so pragmatic that you miss opportunities for growth. So look at these balances. And some of the anxiety your teen might be feeling right now might be because they're stuck in trying to figure out that balance between these opposite resilient strengths. All right. So take a look at the list, and this will form the foundation for what we're going to do next, which is the next lesson. And that is when we will go through the My Resilient Teen Parent Survey. Take your time, do this first, think about it, and then I will see you in the next lesson. Thanks.